date, I will let you know.
I
I don't
will
know the extent of the damage yet.
I will con- neither confirm or deny knowing anything about your server until I
What sir?
come back into your building. Yeah, what server? What? I was there? No
When
way.
they call the office, just check on the server. We haven't had tech out there in weeks. What are you talking about? Yeah, are you having a problem with the server? Well, somebody came and took it.
Uh,
No, yeah, it's gonna happen. They're just down.
yeah. Now I've been doing this since a while, and I can remember maybe a handful of times where the whole site's down. Now I remember each time because each time was ever so painful, but I mean it does happen, and you just gotta do your best. So all right, his last email he didn't say to read it on the show, so Chris, I hope that you don't mind, but it's good knowledge transfer. Man and Lalo, I'm trying to set up a network for a fast food restaurant. They want their customers to have wireless access. Of course, they want the cash registers, the POS, and back office computers to be securely separated from the customer, so on a different network. They're using one DSL modem on a wired network. There's no wireless access yet. If there a wireless router slash firewall that will do all this, what features would I want to look for and enable to ensure security? Thanks for the great show. And Matt actually replied to this, so I'll let him take it away.
Okay, and I don't think he minds because actually I saw this in the forum as well, podnutz.com/forums. So, what I told him is yes, there absolutely is something that I use every day for that. It is a WatchGuard. Um, WatchGuard routers can have optional networks. Of course, some WatchGuards will have built-in Wi-Fi, but in his situation, I told him I'd probably get one without the Wi-Fi connection. Um, and what you do is you have the internet connection going to, and the WatchGuard interfaces, the ports, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, can be designated for different things. So you could designate one as the external interface, which is where your DSL connection would connect to. You can configure one as an internal or trusted connection, which is what the employees would connect to. And you can configure optional networks. Now, these optional networks, you can have them go to bridge to the trusted network or to the external network only, which means if you have, let's say, a switch that connects to the optional network and you have optional bridged only to allow access to external networks, that means anyone plugged into that switch will only be allowed access to the internet. So you would then wire your access points wherever you locate them, wire those to the switch that plugs into the optional network, and now they only have access to the internet, not to your trusted network.
Sounds good.
And
Now,
that's the way to do that.
now some routers off the shelf at Best Buy, they do create different networks and subnets, but if you're doing for a business, you want something created for a business, for multiple connections. And so
Yeah, and SonicWall, if you prefer SonicWall, I'm sure will do the same thing.
mhm.
If you're, I could say if you're just getting into a small business or supporting businesses, check out the different routers. I would suggest SonicWall or WatchGuard. SonicWall was just acquired by, I know they intended to acquire, Dell intended to acquire SonicWall. They did acquire SonicWall. So that's not owned by Dell. So check out SonicWall, check out WatchGuard, see which one you like more, and just learn one
Mhm.
because that's what you want to get good at one. We tried both. I just didn't care for the SonicWall interface, so we went with WatchGuard. But um, pick one, learn it, go with it. I know WatchGuards can do this. Plus, the WatchGuards are nice and red. They look nice.
They're nice and red.
You can tell your customers, see that red box? That's the router.
Yeah, and as Computer Pro says, they're also Cisco ASAs. Again, just do your research, and you can't go wrong. But just know your craft well with that one. The vendor can just makes your life a lot easier and a lot easier to support. So, alrighty, I think we are the end of our journey, my friend.
We are at the end of our ropes. I mean, the episode. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Not
Uh,
the whole show, just the show.
no, just
Jeez, that came out wrong, right?
yeah. We're not at the end of Podnutz Pro.
No.
No, so, um, yeah. This week so far, I can tell you, it's just me. Just a side note, is it just me or clients or customers just don't listen anymore? Oh, your customers, although, which is internal
Hmm.
employees, but do they listen? When you tell them something, do they just ignore it completely?
Most of the time.
It has been so bad lately. In fact, I'm gonna give you an example. Today, a client called me, and I don't answer the phone usually. We have a receptionist, actually two, that can do that. But I was waiting for a call from a specific customer, and I thought it was them because it wasn't a local number, so I thought it was that software vendor calling me back I was working with. So I picked it up, and it wasn't. It was a customer. For a client that we support, they were just, I don't know where they were, Wyoming. I don't know where they were. So I took a work order and said, we'll have to call you back. And of course, she's upset because why? I got you on the phone. Why are you calling back? I said, well, it's 12:30 and I'm waiting for a call. Plus, I'm going to go to lunch. So we'll call you back. She wasn't happy, but she said, okay, fine. As a side note, this problem she was calling for was caused by her. Anyway, um,
I like how you work that in.
yeah. So at 2:30, 3 o'clock, I called her back. I got her voicemail. I left her a message. This is Matt. Call me back. Here's my number, which she already has because she called, but I leave it anyway. So in case she had to look it up the first time, it's now there. She doesn't have to go look it up again. And I put it in our ticket system that I called her, got her voicemail, left a message. So she got that email also. So she got the voicemail and she got the email
Okay.
saying that I called her. She replied back to the email that I sent about a half an hour later saying, no one has called me. Can you please call me? Now, what's wrong with that, Lalo?
Didn't you
She
just speak to
replied
her?
back to the email saying that I emailed her and she said no one called her.
Hmm.
So not only did I call her and leave a voice message, I also emailed her telling her I called her and she still said nobody called her.
Hmm.
They don't listen, Lalo. They don't. And
No.
when you just port it, I'm sure home users do it as well. Maybe they
I
don't.
do it.
I don't
I
really support
mean,
that many home users, but these business customers, you have to have a lot of patience with them.
no. And I agree. I had an instance where trying to set up a VoIP phone for a user, and I said, okay. I said, give me the extension of that phone, so I can remotely do my deal. He gives me the inventory number. No, I need the extension. Then he gives me the model number. No, I need the extension of that phone. Then he gives me some other obscure number that I have yet to decipher. Then finally, I got
His
the
birthday.
extension. But
Birthday.
it's frustrating there for me because a 10-minute deal turned to it's just going. I just finished it today, and I got the ticket on Monday morning. I should have finished it on Monday, and it's going on Wednesday. But yep, yeah, and some weeks it just hits home a little bit more harder than other weeks. So
Yeah, it does. So with this lady emailed, but then she called the office, and of course I put in the ticket. So she called the office complaining no one contacted her, and my receptionist looked at the note, and she says, "Well, you replied to his email, but he also called you at 2:34 p.m. and left a voicemail." You know what she says?
yeah,
Well, I don't check my voicemail. Okay. But yeah, you say no one called you. Okay. And that's typical too. So it's just that I don't want to complain, but I just want to make people aware if you're doing support for businesses, a lot of times it's not, I don't know how to say this. It's not in they're not that motivated to get their computer fixed. So they're not really putting out an effort. She made no effort to check her voicemail, read the email, to see that we called. So maybe home users put out more of an effort because they want their home computer working. But business users, be ready for them to not be motivated
oh
for you
sure.
to help them. So
Or if you deal with large environment where you have multiple sites, and you say, okay, I'll be there on Friday between a certain time block, and you go over there. Oh, he's not here. Okay,
yeah, I love that.
I just drove out here for half an hour, and unlike you, Matt, I don't get paid. I'm just a salary employee just hop in my car and put in the sports talk, the radio, and drive back. I guess. Who knows?
Well, you got paid to do it. Yeah, you got a nice break. See, we just charge. That's an hour minimum charge.
Mhm.
So they get billed. And of course, they complain. And I say, well, you didn't cancel the appointment. You may just drive out there. You weren't there. I do that all the time. I bill all the time for the work that we never actually do. I had a client today where the same ticket was submitted twice. It was submitted last week and it was submitted this afternoon.
Dogs are barking.
The rawhide's over.
The rawhide's over because the rawhide will only last an hour. So
well, I'll finish this one story, then we'll end off.
Okay.
Just so people know that it's okay to do this. At least I find it's okay. The work order was submitted Friday afternoon. I did it. I completed it. They know it was completed. Another user said this afternoon submitted the work order, and it's not uncommon for this to happen where they submit a similar work order because there's updates released to this program all the time. So I have to update the program fairly often. So she sent in a request to update the program again. And when I log into the server, I go to the site to download the update. When I look at it, I think, wait, I think this is what I did Friday. So I replied to her and said, this was already completed Friday afternoon. And at this point, I'm already involved 10, 15 minutes, and I was going to let it go. But she replied back saying, no, this is a new update. They just sent this email today. Okay. So then I have to go back and trace it, and I find the email they sent her. They sent it Friday afternoon. They didn't send it today. So I had to spend time tracking down that because I compared the version numbers of the DLL files that were affected. They were the same. So I had to call her. Date.
Hey, Matt, so we had left off saying that you had to call her.
Okay. So I had to call her, and I had to go over her email to show her that this was not sent today. It was sent last Friday. And I had to convince her that this was the same update. So now I'm in over half an hour of back and forth in emails and phone calls. So I had to charge her a half-hour minimum for work that wasn't done because she submitted a duplicate work order, and that's my time.
And I agree. And you were gonna give her the initial break, and said after 10 minutes, okay, it's a duplicate the ticket, and she went, no. All right.
But when she gets the bill, they'll complain, and it's one of those things where I will let some go sometimes, but this one, because the employees aren't communicating with each other, she's gonna have to get billed for that. So it makes it a little bit less aggravating for me when that check comes in that they paid it for that.
Sure.
So,
all right, Matt, is there anyone you want to say hi to? Anything you want to say in closing today?
Thanks for listening, everyone, and Podnutz Pro will continue. If you want to email us questions, show topic ideas, email me, Matt, M-A-T-T, at podnutz.com.
Outstanding. And you can email me at Lalo, L-A-L-O, James, at podnutz.com. Again, if you want to check out the other Podnutz shows that, as you know, is a great lineup of them, go to podnutz.com. Also, just released a new product called Learn to Use My PC. You can go to learntoUseMyPC.com, check out all the details, over 4-hour videos. We're talking about 20 different topics. What is this for? Is this for you, the person? No. But if you deal with clients that ask you, how do I do this? How do I burn a CD? How do I back up my PC? This is what answers all the questions. I do have an affiliate program set up. So if you want to make a nice commission off each sale, definitely email me at Lalo at learntoUseMyPC.com, and I'll grab you all the details. So again, thank you for everybody in the chat room participating. If you are downloading this and you're at work or you're in your car, you probably can't go to sleep and you're listening to Matt Rainey. So with that, and everyone have a good week.